So today we're talking about an upcoming video game adaptation. And for that reason, I feel that it's finally the right time to do this. Oh yeah. So this movie's been in the pipeline for years. I mean, this was announced like 8 years ago, something like that. The first game came out in 2014, I believe. So I mean, almost a decade old FNAF is. For context, I've been a FNAF fan for years. I mean, really ever since the first few games came out. You know, I'm in the majority. I always watched Markiplier play through them. He would do the 420 mode, and then I would patiently wait for the next game theory video to drop. I think that's where most people were at. I haven't played them all. I've played the first few, but I kept up with the lore and the ever-changing timeline, just like everyone else. And you know what? This movie has been an absolute production nightmare for Blumhouse, or whoever had it first. I don't think Blumhouse was even supposed to make this movie at first, but they are now. And I'm glad they are. I mean, they brought us like The Black Phone. I really liked that movie. And I've seen some of their other movies, and I think they've been great. I think they do a really good job at grounded horror. They were going to film it, they didn't. They finally found something they wanted to do, and then Scott Cawthon was like, no, let's start over. They've been having this back and forth battle for years, and it's finally happening. I mean, at least the poster that we got is dope as hell. I'm really vibing with this. So with that said, let's get analyzing.
Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, where fantasy and fun come to life. Hit it, guys!
We start the teaser with a VHS training tape for the security guard, and the faithfulness to the game's appearance immediately becomes apparent as you see the checkered wallpaper from FNAF 1. That's probably the first thing most people noticed. I mean, even the drapery on this curtain is the same as Foxy's Cove. I promise I'm not a mega nerd about FNAF like I'm seeming like I am. All this stuff we've just been watching for years, and it's really easy to pick out. Even the music that's playing during this bit is the power outage Freddy jump scare. You know, the one where his eyes blink and he's staring at you like, I'm gonna get you.
Pizzeria, where fantasy and fun come to life.
Our first look at the animatronics themselves goes by very quickly, and I have to say, they are the highlight of the trailer for me. It's crazy to actually see them in real life, and they look legitimate, and that's because they were made by the Jim Henson Corporation, and you can feel their puppet-like movement. I think that's what they always needed to be, not wiry, mangly. Maybe one or two of them, but most of them needed to look like fabric, like you can feel them. They need to feel like puppets. Texture is something I didn't think would have to be important, but it surprisingly is. Flash forward to present day with our nighttime security guard, played by Josh Hutcherson, PETA from the Hunger Games. Is that his name? PETA? PETA! I mean, he really looks like he belongs in this role. I don't know if he's just fitting into his jacket a little too well or something, but for some reason, he's exactly what I imagine Mike Schmidt would look like. Like look at this guy. He looks at home in this nighttime security guard FNAF universe. I don't know what it is, but I'm immediately like, yep, that's my boy, Mike Schmidt. Holy shit, that's literally the poster straight out of the games. And the fan too. I promise, I'm not a super fan, I promise. But all this stuff is just immediately like, I got it. That poster is surreal looking like that. And the camera system's set up, just like it is in the games. And this shot of the animatronic specifically is an almost exact match of this camera angle from what I believe to be the first game. All of this is looking really faithful. And you know, you have your arguments like, no, you need to break away, no, you need to be as faithful as possible. But I think for video game adaptations, you want to be faithful. The live-action Sonic movie showed us that success does come from a lot of those hidden references. And even the Mario movie too. You want it to look right, and you want to emulate the vibe of that first game. It's not hitting it right on the head, but it's pretty close.
We're going to have so much fun together.
Alright, now this shot, this is very interesting, because Mike is strapped to a mechanical chair, staring into the faceplate of one of the animatronics. I think this is Bonnie. You can kind of tell from this fur outline on the ear. If you don't remember this from the first game, that's because this really isn't from the first game. This is Mike getting scooped, I believe. His insides are being removed so the animatronics can stuff themselves inside of him to escape into the outside world, wear him like a puppet. That concept is taken right from Sister Location, if that is what's happening here. And this might point to the ultimate goal for the animatronics in the film. They might be wanting not just to get revenge on someone, but to actually escape the facility. Now, the facility they're in is not the same as sister location. It's not the same technologically speaking. So I might be making a leap of logic here. But I think that would be a cool setup for the next film. And this shot looks like the power outage jump scare from FNAF 1. Very nice. This is one of the more creepy shots of the trailer. Seeing something like this where you can still see their irises and their pupils and their eyes, that could lead to some really creepy moments. Now this is a bit of a strange turn for this film. This is the character of Vanessa. Yes, seemingly borrowed from Security Breach, the latest FNAF game. It's interesting how they're taking elements from the first game, Sister Location, Security Breach, but those are some of the more popular games in the series, so kind of makes sense. I think it's a smart decision. You don't want to just emulate the first game entirely. FNAF fans have come and gone, in and out of different points of the franchise. So you want to reach into different eras, like the beginning, the middle, and the most recent. Not too sure about what her character is going to be specifically. There is a plot synopsis out there, but I don't like to touch into those too much because some of them are real, some of them are leaked, could be very different from what we actually get. So these 5 kids here are likely the missing children that got stuffed into the suits, and their outfits actually match the animatronic they were stuffed in. You can interpret this shot a few different ways. They could either be the spirits of the children, or maybe this is before the murders, and their outfits are just a tongue-in-cheek way of foreshadowing what's going to happen to them. But it seems a little too on the nose. No kid just walks around with a pirate hook for no reason. I really think this is a spirit situation. You have Bonnie here with the rabbit ears, Freddy because he's brown shirt, Chica the girl in yellow, Foxy the pirate with again the pirate hook, and this 5th kid, who's he? If I have the lore straight in my mind, I think that this 5th kid might be who possesses Golden Freddy, Cassidy. Because Golden Freddy, he's kind of a weird character in this series. He was in the first game, more of as an Easter egg, like secret ending, but then he kind of became actually relevant to the story. 5 kids, this is technically the 5th animatronic, or alternate theory, this kid is wearing a striped shirt. This might be the puppet from FNAF 2. We also get our first look at Matthew Lillard, the guy playing the purple guy. Shaggy from Scooby-Doo? I'm here for him. And finally, a better look at the animatronics in their possessed state coming after this kid. Everyone's thinking the same thing here, but I think 3C Films said it best. The red eyes are definitely a choice. In my opinion, they should have gone with the small pupils instead, like this frame of Freddy. It would just be so much more scary and a little less cliche. The red eyes, they're not really that menacing. We've seen them so much that they're kind of overplayed and a little bit goofy. The animatronics could be a bit more terrifying, but that's just a small nitpick. It might even be different in the final release of the film. We don't know. But overall, this teaser is really what I was hoping to see. There's a great faithfulness to the games, and they're sticking to practical effects. Blumhouse can't afford a lot of CGI, or at least they're not putting that into the budget, because with a budget as low as this, they're pretty much going to make their money, if you're not counting all of the rewrites and the production hell and everything. I'm just glad this isn't a Jurassic Park 3 situation, where they got down to filming and then they realized, oh no wait, let's change it, and then we have to use all of these props in a different story. Rewrite the film while they're filming. That would be bad, but I don't think that's what happened. As far as what I hope to see in this movie that wasn't in the trailer, I really hope we get something with Springtrap, or even Glitch Trap. Those of you that played, or more probable, watched people play FNAF Help Wanted, the VR title, probably remember how creepy the ending was, with the bunny suit character luring you into the back room, like actual Predator shit. That ending and that character gave us a real sense of disturbance that was kind of lost in the franchise up until this point. It was there in FNAF 1, a little bit, but this is like actually really creepy stalker stuff. MatPat had this reaction when he saw it.
Oh god. Oh, this is so creepy. Oh, this is dark, man.
I mean, it's genuinely, disgusting. Ugh. The pizza party ending will go down as one of the creepiest FNAF endings. Anything that's really happened in FNAF has never been as creepy as this. And I think that could be something really spooky to put in the movie. Well, spooky might not be the right word. This movie needs to be a little bit disgusting. That's what Blumhouse is good at. And I think if they go for it, it could really elevate this movie into being something genuinely creepy, and get it away from the stigma of it being just for little kids. It would be dark, but it would be awesome to see them pull that off with the same disturbance. So anyway guys, that was my sort of breakdown of the trailer. Again, I'm not the biggest FNAF fan, but I have been with the franchise for pretty much its entire release. If you want to see an actual in-depth analysis of this teaser, I would suggest watching 3C Films' breakdown first, then FNAF's breakdown, then eventually MatPat's gonna make one. I'd watch that. Daco probably. These are the people that you should be watching after this. So go watch their videos, because they'd probably do a much better job of breaking this stuff down. I'm definitely gonna make a video about it when it actually comes out this October. And I gotta say, I'm excited. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Check out the Discord, subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you next time.